Hey there, so there's a danger that every CEO and leader and entrepreneur needs to be aware of in order to protect their achievement and progress and enhance it. And that one thing is what I call a righteous, desperate ego confidence. And I've seen this in myself. I've seen this in people starting a new venture. I've seen this in CEOs of multi-billion-dollar companies. I've seen this in coaches. And what it is when we project. We desperately project something that we can do, that we can fulfill, and we want resources in order to support that projection. And then as time unfolds, we realize we can't fulfill on that projection. We can't meet the obligation that we projected out there. And it creates a lot of trouble and a lot of discomfort and a lot of wasted resources. And so why this happens is because the capacity isn't there. No good projecting something for the future and you don't have the capacity to deliver on it. So where does capacity come from? It comes from clarity, it comes from coherence, and it comes from creativity. And that gives you the capacity to be a great catalyst, to capitalize on the opportunity, on the idea that you're projecting out there. So the only way to overcome this is to have what we call a quiet confidence. Rather than this loud, desperate, ego, righteous confidence. We think we're right and we're going to defend that righteousness because our ego is at stake. So in order to get to that quiet confidence, we have to be able to develop that clarity, that coherence, and that creativity. So we have a resource of that within ourselves that's greater than the obligation that we have to fulfill on. Because when our capacity is smaller than the obligation that we've taken on, then it's very hard to fulfill it. And that causes a lot of trouble. So the way to go about this is to focus on evolving your clarity, evolving your coherence, evolving our creativity. And by doing this, then we've got that capacity, we've got that awareness, we've got that mental strength to be able to fulfill on what we're projecting. So how do we go about doing this? Well, I'll give you one tip from the clarity point of view. As part of clarity is your own self-identity, being so strong in who you are and what you represent and what you're going to bring to the world, to the marketplace. And that gives you a basis of clarity. Then there's all sorts of other bits you have to be clear about, but that's the starting point. Now, how do you go about doing that? Well, really, you want support from people who work in that area, like myself and my business partner. We've been supporting leaders and having that mental strength, having that mental capacity to be the great catalyst to see great things unfold. We've seen one of our clients get contracts with Hyundai, Kia, GE. They've just attracted investment from the wealthiest person in their country, and it's because they've developed that capacity for those sorts of things to happen. So keep that in mind if you want support on developing this capacity so that whatever you're projecting from yourself is going to be supported because you're in that evolved leadership space and that evolved leadership mindset to be able to pull it off.